I mean, obviously, that was a very physical and very hard-fought game on our end of it. Defensively, you know, we had to really dig in and do a lot of stuff, and we were able to make some adjustments at halftime, but nothing was easy. Everything was a struggle. You know, their style of play is not an easy one to deal with, and especially when you don't shoot the ball great. You know, we didn't shoot the ball that great tonight. And I thought with the way we responded in the third quarter, the way we came out for the second half, really was a lot of fun for me to see because our players generally respond to challenges, and I thought they did a great job with that.
Questions for the players, please raise your hand as we have microphone holders.
Gabby, can you just talk about the response in the third quarter? It seemed like you and Napheesa in particular really came out focused.
Yeah, we kind of took a step back in the first half with how physical they were. So I think Napheesa and I just wanted to show that we could be just as aggressive. They got a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half, so we tried to eliminate that and just be aggressive.
Excuse me.
Please raise your hand if you have a question.
Napheesa, when you guys aren't shooting the ball well, as you weren't in the first half, what do you do to adjust, and where does your focus go at that point?
Especially when we're not shooting well, I think we try to crash the boards even harder. It's something we emphasize anyways, going to the boards, but I think it's really important if we're not shooting well to do that. And then trying to get other things that we like, such as transition and steals and things like that.
Gabby, Katie Lou got her third foul pretty early there in the third quarter, but for the most part, you guys kept them off the foul line. I think they didn't shoot a free throw until there was a minute left in the game. What was the focus there on the defensive end to keep them off the foul line?
Well, it was a really physical game tonight, and I think we just tried not to get caught up in that in their style of play and just try to play the way that we did. And I think we were pretty disciplined in not reaching in and hacking, you know, helping off the right guys, and everyone just moved their feet really well.
Napheesa, they made you guys speed the game up. What was some of the major halftime adjustments you guys made to get the high and low post going for you guys?
Like you said, they were speeding us up, so one of the things we talked about was keeping them on defense a little bit longer and, you know, running our stuff. So I think we try to put an emphasis on that, and they were kind of taking away the inside game more, so we try to spread the ball on the outside and do something different.
Any other questions?
Gabby, they made you play 30 seconds of defense almost every possession. Talk about the challenge that presented and how you kept yourself disciplined to make sure that you played defense for the whole shot clock.
Yeah, it's tough because you start to lose focus. When you're playing defense that long, it's more room to make mistakes. And also, you know, once you get on offense, you're in a rush to shoot. So that's kind of the difficulty with it. So we have to learn how to control the tempo of the game at all times.
Gabby, can you talk about Crystal's game today? She hit a couple outside shots, and she seemed pretty confident, and just the way she's been playing in her first postseason.
Yeah, she's been really aggressive. She can penetrate against any team, I feel like, and I think she's starting to feel more confident in that. And you know, when she plays timid, things don't necessarily go her way. So I'm glad that she's starting to build some confidence, and it seems like every day she's just taking a step forward.
Anyone else for questions? Thank you, ladies. Questions for Coach Auriemma?
Hey, Geno, with Crystal coming off the bench now, that must have, you must have liked the spark that she gave you coming off the bench today. It seemed like what they were saying, you wanted to stay out of the physical stuff and change the pace a little bit. She really helped push it a little bit.
Yeah. Obviously, one of the big things that we rely on is transition baskets. I mean, if you have to walk the ball up the floor and you have to attack any team, ours, theirs, anybody, and you have to attack their half-court defense for 40 minutes, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be very successful. So you've got to create easy scoring opportunities for yourself. And in the first half, we really didn't do a great job of that because, we didn't create a lot of turnovers, and we ended up coming down, and we make one pass and then we shoot it. We make two passes and we shoot it. So we never got transition in the first half, and we never got the ball movement that we normally get. So once we took care of that, and changed up a little bit defensively, Crystal was a big factor on both ends. She was a factor on the defensive end because it's one of the better defensive games that she's played this year. And offensively, I thought her and Sanaya did a really good job of really pushing the pace, which obviously got everybody else involved.
When they came out, like they did, crashing the boards, whether they were going to get called for foul or not, didn't seem like they cared. But what do you tell your players? Hey, it's time for us to kind of pick up our intensity and just don't worry about how it's being called. Just play harder.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you do worry about what's going on in there in the lane, and when it starts to get really physical. We can't just back down, You can't just say, well, we can't afford to get in foul trouble, so we have to back off. We still have to figure out how to deal with it that night with the way the game is being officiated. And, the officials today, they weren't necessarily going to blow the whistle every time down the floor. So I think the kids were, kind of free to just play and not worry about what's a foul, what's not a foul. I mean, after the first quarter, I thought we got a pretty good handle on what we wanted to, but then especially in the third quarter, we did.
Geno, just going back to a previous question, this was a season low for a UConn opponent in turnovers, and only 15 transition baskets. So they seem to have dealt with that. How did you approach that when they were protecting the ball?
Well, we usually, and like when we played them down at their place, we like to get out and pressure a little bit, show some different kind of defenses, and do some things three-quarter court or full court. And with the game last night, game tonight, the game tomorrow night, I just didn't think that was the best thing for us to do. So we just kind of let them kind of run their stuff, knowing that, we gave up 25 points in the first half. That's pretty good. It's just if we'd have made half of the shots that we missed, we'd have been up 30 at halftime. So some games, you can really turn the team over a lot because you forced it to happen. And then in the other games, you can't because you just don't have the ability to. You got to be, at this time of the year, you got to be able to win a lot of different ways, and generally, teams that don't pass the ball a lot don't turn it over a lot. So Central Florida, UCF, is not going to come down and make 35 passes and try to force the ball into the post. They're going to get it, hand it off to another guard, and they're going to try to break you down. And then the next guard is going to try to break you down. So when they're constantly doing stuff off the dribble, there's no time to steal a pass, so to speak, when they're not going to pass it.
Do you know if this team has any Achilles heel, it's the depth of the squad. So in a physical game like this, how do they manage to just have 7 personal fouls? And are you talking to them about that, or we can't be in foul trouble?
Yeah, that's been a constant all year long. And you have to get the right officiating crew, too. I mean, today, I thought, in order for something to be a foul, it had to really be a foul. And in some games, something that no one in their right mind thinks it's a foul, except the officials, it's a foul. We had a good crew today, and they just let the kids play. The kids knew this is what a foul is and this is what isn't. So there was no, hesitancy about should I not, how aggressive can I be. But generally speaking, our defense is set up in a way that we don't take a lot of chances. We don't take a lot of risks. We're not doing, 17 different things to try to trick anybody, and then we're out of position and we're late and, we're trying to play very, very simple, very basic defense and try to have teams make shots against us. Now, a couple times the shots that Central Florida was getting were a little bit easier than I would have liked. They got into the lane. Their points in the paint was way higher than normally than we give up. But that's just a credit to them, how quick they are with the ball, that they can go by you. And when they know you're not going to foul, so you say, well, what's the reason why you guys don't foul a lot? Well, we work on it. And plus our guys, when you say don't foul, they just get out of the way. So you said not to foul, coach. Yeah, I didn't say just get out of the way and give up layups. So that's a fine line.
2 more questions?
Coach, I just want to get your thoughts on seeing Napheesa Sales on the other bench coaching.
Yeah, well, apparently she's been working with the Gregory kid on pull-up jump shots. If there's one thing Keisha does know is how to score and how to steal the ball. I don't think we've ever had anybody on our team that could do those things any better than Keisha. And there's a lot of my former players and coaches, that are in this business, and she kind of surprised me when she wanted to get into coaching. But I'm glad it worked out for her, and she seems to be enjoying it. And I think she can bring a lot to a group of kids because she's got a great way about her. She knows, she knows what she's talking about, and they have a lot of respect for her because she was obviously such a great player. And I'm happy for her. She's a great human being, and that helps her be a great coach.
Geno, you spoke about not shooting the ball very well the first half. Do you contribute that to the fatigue, having games back to back to back, or do you contribute to UCF speeding you guys up faster and playing faster than you normally wanted to play?
I think Gabby may have said it. What happens when you stay on defense for 30 seconds, like they were trying to get you to do? The proper response is, let's go down and make them play defense for 30 seconds. Instead, if you're not careful, kids being kids and our team being our team, they're in a hurry to score a lot of points. So the response by us was, let's come down and hurry up and shoot it, which meant that we were back on defense for another 30 seconds. So in a period of a minute, we're on defense for 50 seconds, and we have the ball on offense for maybe 10 max. So, yeah, we are getting worn out a little bit, and we are playing too fast, and we can't get the ball movement that we want. So, you get caught up in that kind of game, and, it took halftime to kind of get us. And a lot of that's my fault, too. I mean, I thought we could get wide open shots, and we did. And then when they didn't make them, I got mad. So it's like, how can you be mad just because they didn't go in? They were good shots. And like I said, if tomorrow night, if we get the same shots, I think Sanaya, Kia, and Lou were 3, 6, 7 for 24. So if tomorrow night they go 15 for 24, then we're not even talking about any of this. Like, nobody's saying, hey, you shot the ball too early. You know, really good shooters, when they get the ball and they're open, I encourage them to shoot. To a point. To a point.